Hello, I'm Dustin and welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. This is going to be your Week 7 waiver wire edition. Let's get right into guys who we think are the must-adds. Let's start with the running backs. We start out with the guy that's going to be the most added player in all leagues this week, and that's Lawrence Maroney. Sammy Morris went down. Fred Taylor's going to be out for a few more weeks. This opens the door for Maroney. He's only owned in about 30% of leagues. He could have some big value over the next few weeks. Next, we got Jonathan Stewart. He finally had a good game. He's owned in about 70% of leagues, but he should be added if he's available in your league. Next, we got Fargas. He's only owned in about 15% of leagues. Like we said, he's the back to own out in Oakland with McFadden being out. McFadden's probably going to be out for a few more weeks, so we don't expect huge things from Fargas, but he could give you some needed depth and maybe help you with some bye weeks. And the last running back we think is a must-add is Leon Washington. He finally had a decent game on Sunday. Still only owned in about 66% of leagues. We think Leon is going to have value from here on out, so go ahead and add him to your bench if you got the roster spot. Now we got 3 receivers that we think are must-adds. Let's start with Miles Austin. You know, the fantasy world wasn't the only people that noticed his big game on Week 5. The coaching staff has named Miles Austin the starter over Creighton, which makes him an absolute must-add. We think Austin could be the best fantasy receiver out in Dallas for the rest of the season. Next, we got Preston. Bolden injured his ankle on Sunday. He might even miss a couple weeks with this injury. This makes Preston a must-add. He's only owned in about 60% of leagues. And also, Sidney Rice, who is owned in about 60% of leagues as well, has quickly become Favre's favorite target. We think Rice needs to be added in all leagues at this point. Now we got 2 defenses that we think are must-adds for this week. We got New England going up against Tampa Bay. They're owned in about 70% of leagues. Then we got the Colts going against the Rams. Colts are only owned in about 45% of leagues. We love both of these defenses as pickup and plays this week, and they could even give you some value down the road. Now let's talk about some people we think are must-adds in deeper leagues. We start out with Lance Moore. He's battled some injuries all season. He's only owned in about 40% of leagues at this point, but he had almost 80 yards and a touchdown. Looks like he might be back. He's going to be an inconsistent fantasy player, but he's a good receiver to have on your bench for some depth. Next, we got Crabtree. We're not totally sold on Crabtree, but it does look like he's going to play and start this week. So if you feel like taking a gamble when you got a roster spot, you might want to pick up Crabtree. Got a tight end for you in Zach Miller with Oakland. He is Russell's favorite target, and Miller had a monster game, including an 86-yard touchdown, which you don't really see out of the tight end position that often. He's an athletic tight end. He could offer you some value from here on out. And Hakeem Nicks, he's had a touchdown in each of the last 3 games with the Giants. He's quickly become a big part of that offense. We expect him to be inconsistent as well, but he is going to offer you some value and some depth on your bench. This is just a portion of the Week 7 waiver wire. To see the full list, go on to FantasySmackTalk.com and click on Week 7 waiver wire on the homepage. That's it for this edition. Brent and I will be back on Thursday. See you then.